Hey guys, what's up? My name is Art, and this is a very, very, very important conversation that I want to have with you guys. Oh, do you know how, like, in life things is slightly okay, then it kind of almost dip into danger? Well, that's what happened to me. Happened to me today. This is Friday night, uh, almost about 8 o'clock, and this happened to me earlier today around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And the weird part about it is that I should have seen it coming, but even I fell victim to it. You might want to, if you saw the title, you know what I'm talking about. So let me tell you about it. And the reason why I want to tell you about this is because I'm asking you guys to be very careful, because this could happen to anybody. And the funny thing is that even though I am very careful with this kind of stuff, I fell victim, almost, possibly. I had to check on this. So what happened is it was the middle of my work day, and it was very, very hectic today. They put me on phone duty today, and phone calls is coming up the yin yang. This one mofo called about 5 times, and I'm like, dude, quit calling. Nothing's happening. I know. We all know. They're about to put a flag on your ass. People calling, and it's stressful. People not listening to what you had to say because they know what they're talking about. You know, that kind of theory. And then when you try to explain it to them in plain English and even baby English, they still don't understand it for whatever reason. And some people feel that because you're not answering things the way they want, you're not helping them the way how they want you to help, you're not trying to do your job. So, okay, fine. And that's what I was going through all day. I probably answered about 50 phone calls today. Probably about 50 phone calls in a 9 hour period. From 9 o'clock to about 4, about 8 hours. Some things was easy, some things was so difficult. But anyway, I said probably. So what happened in the middle of that, I get a phone call, and it's from Bank of America. And I'm like, Bank of America, why is Bank of America calling me? And and what happened, it popped up as Bank of America. Now the thing is, I do have a checking account at Bank of America. I do. My debit card is at Bank of America. I also had a Bank of America credit card that I'm paying back. So it's closed out, but I'm paying it back. So the guy on the phone said, "Hey, is Arthur Warren here?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And I'm thinking to myself, "This is strange for Bank of America to call." Okay. And it says, "Well, the reason why we're calling is we're from the fraud department, and somebody in New York. I get ahead. We want to make sure that this charge is yours." Okay. Now I'm pretty sure if you guys check your emails on a regular basis, you get the obvious scams, like a package that was sent out from Amazon package, and I'm like, I have ordered from Amazon in 6 months, or you know, or you just bought a phone, and here's your invoice for your phone that you bought, and you like, why would I buy $1,000 phone off top? I don't have that kind of money. But then again, when you get that stuff, you check your bank account. I have an app, I have a banking app on my phone, like a lot of people might. And if you do, great. And I looked around, nothing out of the ordinary. So I was like, yeah, okay, fine, no big deal. And then when they say that somebody in New York tried to charge $275 for some kind of purchase, and I'm like, no, that ain't me. Now I'm thinking to myself, if my car was compromised, where would it have been compromised for? Because the last week or two, only besides the comic book stores, which I go to all the time, Kroger, which I go to all the time. I did go to a Shell gas station. I don't usually go to the Shell gas station very often, but it's near my house. So maybe my card was compromised then. So then they started asking me some. They started asking me some basic questions like they verified my last four of my social number. Is your social last your social blah 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 blah? I was like, yeah, that's it, and blah 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 blah. And your phone number is blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, that's correct. And I'm just puzzled. My bank has never ever called. I mean, I've been with that bank, Bank of America. Technically, before it was Bank of America, it was like three other banks. I've been with that bank for 30 something years, and I never had them once call me. And something is back in my mind said something's wrong here. They never call you. You get a text, like for example, if I use if I use a different ATM machine, it might say it might not go through, and then I'll get a text message say, "Did you try to withdraw money from this?" And I say yes, and then boom, they'll unlock the card and go. But the thing is, I was puzzled, and it was talking to me all this stuff and everything else, and all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm in the middle of my work day, and I'm stressed out already, and this guy on the phone is talking to me, and I was like, something's not right here. So what happens while he's on the phone? He's talking. I don't say anything, so I take my phone, look at my bank app, and guess what? My balance is the same. Nothing changed. Nothing has changed on my balance. So I'm like, okay. And he said, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put some, 3 layers of protection on it, And I was like, okay. But what happens? He had to keep putting me on hold, and I'm thinking to myself, why did this guy have to keep putting me on hold? What the F is this? And, I'm checking my bank account again. Same, nothing changes. The same balance is on there. I was like, So, and then I said, okay. And he says, you know what? We noticed that you're a multiple credit card holder. And would you like to put fraud protection on those other two? I said, no. Why not? I was like, because I got fraud protection over that already. I got fraud protection on those cards already. Well, you gotta have it. You gotta have it. And then what happened? The mood shifted to where helpful to kind of pushy. And I was like, say if this was my phone, I was like, okay, my balance is still the same. Okay. And so let me talk to my manager. And I'm like, why would they have to talk to your manager about a fraud? What the? I'm like, whoa. I'm thinking to myself, it's like, because I was trying to find something to counteract. I was trying to find something that says, okay, I'm checking my text messages, see if I got a text that say, usually if my card was compromised, I'll get a text or say something like, hey, did you try to buy this? Did you try to spend this? And I didn't get anything like that. So I was like, that's odd. And, I'm like, I'm trying to find everything I can. And then he was like, I said, no, I got fraud protection on my other credit. I got fraud protection on my other cards already. So I don't need that. So you put that fraud protect. But the thing is, he didn't explain and I thought about it. He didn't explain what the protection was. And what happened was I gave him my card. See, I gave him my card. I accidentally gave him the numbers to my card. Gave him my address. And I'm sitting around here. Don't worry, this card is obsolete now. This card is obsolete. Getting a new one. I haven't got that far yet. But anyway, here we are. And then I'm sitting around here, I was like, something's wrong. Something is definitely wrong. And I'm thinking to myself, I know better, but why did I give him this information? I think I'm being fished. So then he's like, have a blessed day. Since I wouldn't do anything, I said, have a blessed day. And I'm like, and he hung up. And I'm thinking to myself, it's like, wait, hold on a second. Why is this motherfucker pissed off? Something's definitely wrong here. So I checked my bank account. I checked my bank account again on my phone. Okay, fine. I said, huh. So I said, okay, I got about another hour or two back. I got another hour or two. Okay. Finish off the work. I finished off the work day. Looked again. Nothing. No change in my bank account. So I'm thinking to myself, maybe that was legit. Maybe that was legit. Maybe. Then all of a sudden, I get a email saying my card was compromised. And I was like, wait, why am I getting an email on this now? And he already did. And when I talked to this guy about it, I said, something's fishy here now. So now, when I got that, I said, screw that. Called Bank of America. And I said, and it's like, what, because like what happened was, they sent me a link to, and I could, go through my mobile app. So I'm like, okay. And I do this and not thinking about, wait, hold on a second. Did this guy have access to my account now? Because I'm thinking to myself, wait, hold on a second. Shouldn't they be repeating my address to verify for me? And I was like, oh, fuck. Shit. Called Bank of America. Like I said it before, I called Bank of America. I said fraud. About 10 minutes later, I talked to the person, and she goes, we don't see any evidence of any kind of fraud whatsoever. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm usually so careful about this. And she goes, it came from a bank account. She goes, it could have been a cloned number. I was like, sheesh. And she goes, well, I'm looking at your account. There seem to be no adverse actions right now, so that's good. It looks like did you give them the account routing number and account number? I go, no. She goes, okay, that's good. So I didn't. Because like I'm thinking to myself, if you're from Bank of America, you should have access to that information. And the thing is, I fell for that. Even though I actively looked for that shit, because I was in a distressed state, I fell for this hook, line, and sinker. I should have said, well, I'll tell you what. I don't want to talk about this now. I'll call you guys later. I'll call you back. And then I would have called Bank of America. Because in the past, I got a text saying, hey, your car was compromised. Did you try to do this? I go, no. Okay, we're going to, and what happens, automatically they'll send me, okay, we'll cancel your car, send you on a new one. Or I call them up, nope, fine. So I called her up. She was very nice, very pleasant, very accommodating. She verified my address, my phone number. And the thing is, I gave that person this, I was like, shit. Oh my gosh. And she goes, well, as long as you didn't give them your account. I said, yeah. And she goes, don't worry. We'll take care of that itself. We'll take care of that. So card, obsolete. Now I got a mobile wallet or a mobile card or a digital card or digital wallet or something they call it, which I don't understand how that works until my new card shows up. And I'm sitting right here. It's like, oh my gosh, this sucks. Oh, I feel so bad because I usually keep that stuff in check. I usually could see this stuff. But because I was distressed at the time, I fell for it. At the moment, still no change in my bank accounts. So that's great. So obviously I probably caught it in time to where nothing bad happens. And got a new card coming away. I feel a little bit better. I do feel a little bit better, but I feel bad that I fell for that shit. Now, let's say, for example, that was truly Bank of America fraud department. It didn't hurt that I re-verified. It doesn't hurt. But because something just kept... Imagine if I gave them my credit card accounts, the other two credit cards I have. Well, imagine if I gave them that. I would have been royally messed up. Royally. My bank account could have been drained out. And the thing is that, and luckily, like I said, luckily I caught it in the meantime. But anyway, so with that being said, I know this is not a comic book related thing or a HeroClix thing or some kind of entertainment thing. I know. But this is something that I wanted to share with you guys. And so that way you guys understand what could actually happen. And the thing is that things like this could happen to anybody. I mean, hell, I get fraud training from my job. I read about this stuff and I studied the tactics and I still fell for it. So you got to be vigilant. Vigilant. Okay? With that being said, I hope you enjoyed the rest of your Friday night. If you're watching this on Friday, if you're watching this Saturday or any other day, watch it, please. Please share this video if you think it could help other people. Please share this video so that way they could keep a more vigilant eye on that too. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to try to enjoy the rest of my Friday night. And AW Rampage at 10 o'clock. Very grateful for what you watching. Feel very humble, very grateful. And thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.